so you guys are going to have to bear with me. I don't have it memorized, but, you know, whatever. And the story behind this poem is sometimes their relationships. And they seem great, and then stuff just doesn't really work out, and it's whatever. But I'd like to dedicate this poem not to the girl that it's about, but to the people who helped me get through all the drama and all the stuff that she put me through, which is basically anyone sitting in this room, because you guys are. Go ahead. When we first started dating, we had a joke. It was one of those jokes that only two halves of a whole ever make. It was a joke that if anyone else were to hear, they would probably laugh at its stupidity. It was a joke that we would only reference at 11 o'clock at night or later, just before I would send you one of those cheesy goodnight texts that you always hated. I would ask, tell me about where we are in New York. It was a joke. It wasn't a joke at all. It was a dream. It was one of those dreams that only two halves of a whole ever share. A dream in which we packed up our belongings and ran away to New York City together. After we bought an apartment, I started a record label, and you got a job in a local coffee shop. Some nights, you would tell me how the lives of New York us had changed or progressed. Nothing bad ever happened. It was just you and me and our favorite city in the world. I loved our dream. I always sort of lived in it halfway, thinking everything was great. Every once in a while, I would wake up and I would handle things. I still lived my life, but there was always the dream. There was always New York. We could have been the model for a sequel to Inception, which is kind of funny, because that was our favorite movie. One night, I came over to your house. It was just you and me and our movie. Your parents were upstairs, and while Inception is a great movie, we weren't really watching it. And if I'm honest, I miss the jokes. I miss the dream. I miss the couch in your living room where we weren't really watching the movie, the floor and the couch in my basement where we still weren't watching, the bar next year without you to share it with. And if I'm honest, I miss the bad that counteracted the good just enough to make it feel real. I miss the good that counteracted the bad enough to make me confuse this with love. And if I'm honest, I miss you. In our sequel, you wake up and move on as if it never happened. It makes me feel like a dream is all our relationship ever really was. I guess this is a sequel, though, because we've done this before, months ago. Not so much the dream as it was just waking up, and just like last time, you start to hate me. You insult and ignore me regularly, in keeping with the reference, this is your weaponized subconscious. This is your defense mechanism. You push and push and push me. It acts as a kick, and now I'm no longer dreaming or even sleeping. After last time, I thought I'd woken up. Your pushing seemed to have kicked me into a cognizant state. It wasn't until you came back that I thought maybe I was still sleeping, maybe even still dreaming. But after this time, I realized another thing. Our relationship was just a dream. But it was a dream within a dream. It was far more complex, intimate, and deep than the average person could possibly comprehend. But now, your pushing has kicked me into a cognizant state. Now I find that I'm tired of this metaphoric reference to a movie that is so tightly connected to you in my memory. So here's what happened. Many months ago, her friends told me she was crazy about me. I actually got slapped in the face by one because I refused to listen. Then I started to see it for myself. Eventually, we were as good as dating, just missing the title. I got tired of waiting. I took initiative. I told you how it felt. So you threw it back in my face and copped out. I just want to give us more time. A week later, you proceeded on and got out. So we're just friends, right? Yeah. So don't worry about us going to homecoming together. That's out the window. Then the hating came. The ignoring, the disdaining for my very existence soon followed. Then the friendship. And the flirting, accompanied by the glances turned into stares, lasted just long enough for you to catch me looking. Stealings of iPods and phones at movie nights in our friend's living room, resulting in tickling and fake arguing to try and make the other person give them up. We used to go on for hours. It was only ever an excuse. An excuse for contact, an excuse to grab you, pull you in close. I only ever wanted you close. I feared the moments when someone would yell, "Anthony, Joy, stop flirting," because I was afraid you would run away. I never wanted you to run away. It took me finally asking you out, a few months, and you realizing I wasn't everything you thought I was, for you to finally run away. I had a dream once. We were standing in our friend's kitchen. It was late at night, and we were drinking coffee or maybe tea. I told you that part. I didn't tell you about how I walked over to you, pulled you close, and kissed you, but it was always just a dream. You were waiting on a train. You think you know where this train will take you, but you can't be certain. But it doesn't matter, because you will be together. It was a dream. It was never really a dream at all. It was a wish.